we find ourselves in a spot before the restorative nature of God really takes place in our life, before we really see some of that brokenness healed in our own life and in our own circumstance. And that rod and staff are not comforting to us, but they are frustrating to us. And oftentimes the things that God is trying to get to you more and you need more in your life than ever before are the things that until you accept them and realize that you need them, deeply will frustrate you. I can give you a great example in my own life. When I was a kid, when I was little, like kindergarten, first, second grade, I struggled with reading. Reading was very frustrating for me. It was very hard. It was something that did not come to me naturally. And like any 5 or 6 year old, when they struggle with something, they're not self-aware enough to know that, hey, this is something you need to fight through. This is something you need to push through. I did what any other 5 or 6 year old would do. I pushed against it. I said, I don't need to read. I don't need no book learning. Come on, somebody. Right? Like I was just frustrated with it. And every time I sat down to read, it irritated me. I felt insecure. I felt like I was not smart because I couldn't read. It was very difficult for me. But my parents, being good, strong parents and leading me in a healthy way, did everything that it took to help me read well. Out of that came something very interesting. Not only did I learn to tolerate reading, I learned to love reading. I learned to be excited about reading. By the time I was in middle school, I wasn't just reading things for school. I was reading my father's fiction books. I was reading adult fiction books, not like adult fiction as inappropriate, but adult fiction as in written for other people. Just throwing that out there. I was reading my dad's like mystery novels and stuff. I was reading John Grisham at like 12. That's the kind of stuff I was doing. What happened in my life was that something that was broken caused a spot of frustration for me. But had I not allowed myself or had people pushing me to get past the frustration of struggling to read, I would have never found the comfort and the joy and the passion for reading in my life. Now, I tell you that story to say this, that for many of us, we struggle with things spiritually because when we initially start doing them, they're frustrating to us. And God, in His leadership, is trying to lead you to wholeness, but it's frustrating because that work to wholeness is painful. And maybe those things are not comfortable right now. Maybe they're not good for how you feel right now, but they are good for your soul. Some of the deepest works you'll do in your life are uncomfortable in your spirituality. They're uncomfortable in your walk with Jesus. But if you'll learn to trust the leadership of the Lord and allow Him to take you from a place of frustration to comfort, His rod and staff will comfort you.